Hey guys, come on in. I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs, and I went to go live and I was putting in all the information of what I wanted at the top of the page, and every time I clicked the little whatever bar it is up there, my flashlight came on. Well, then I dropped my phone and my flashlight went off, so I'm not quite sure what happened, but I didn't need the extra light anyway. Y'all come on in. I'm Julie with Nothing is Wasted Designs, and we are going to do an essential stencil of the month. Stencil. That's a lot. That's a mouthful. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this half here that says, be the reason someone smiles today. And then I'm going to turn this over, and we're going to use the, I want to work with the daisy. So I'm thinking, I've got a lot going through my head. I can't really decide what I want to do. But what I'm thinking is I am going to work with just some basic colors, black, white, and yellow. And we're going to see where that takes us. I kind of want to do a raised look, and I'm not sure how that's going to happen. So I'm just going to kind of paint the background black, and then we're going to go from there and see what happens. So let's get started. I'm going to take some black, and I'm not going to do, this is too big of a surface for this. I'm going to just use acrylic paint in the color Lamp Black by Deco Art Americana. And I'm going to get me a paintbrush. Let's see what paintbrush I want to use. I think I want to use one of these, y'all. Let me find it. Where did it go? Oh, here it is, right here in front of me. All right, these are like called French tip brushes. Hey, Amanda, how are you? Come on in. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Come on in. I'm going to work with an essential stencil of the month, stencil. And I'm thinking I'm going to keep this simple, but I don't know. I'm thinking black, white, and yellow. And we're going to work with a, all right, I'm going to use this French tip brush, y'all, because I don't know. I just think it just, all right, it really gives good coverage. So every time I use it, it's like, why don't I use this more often? So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to just make sure that when you're painting your canvases, I'm working with a 12 by 16 inch canvas. And make sure that when you're working with your canvases that you want to paint the sides also. And you know what else I want to do? Before I go any farther, I'm going to put an apron on. Because I was trying to clean something earlier today with paint, and I did not put an apron on. And it's like my nephew and I were talking. It's like as sure as I don't put an apron on, I'm going to get paint on me, but I very seldom have a lot of paint on my aprons. So whatever the magic is with that, or the reason, or whatever, I'm just going to take precautions. All right, we're going to just do a solid black background is all I'm going to do. Nothing fancy, no blending, just a solid black background. And then we're going to put a, now, it'd be nice if I had like a chalk, a chalk paint. I could have done that. That would have been good, but I think I want to work with acrylics today. And so I'm just going to come in here. And again, I'm going to come up against, I'm going to do these sides, making sure that I get all the sides. And then I'm going to put a white daisy and white lettering on this. And I really, really, really want to do something like raised, like with a molding paste or something. But I don't know if I'm going to have the courage to do it today or not. We'll see. And just again, I'm going to come over here, get the sides because I want this to look nice and finished. Let's see what we have on the top. It looks good. And then you can see I'm getting the sides on here. Lisa, how are you feeling? I hope you're doing better. All right, here we go, y'all. I'm gonna just take this all the way down. And same thing on this side. We're going to take this all the way down. Making sure, now I've got my apron on so I won't get anything on me. That's kind of the way it seems to work for me. And, you know, I just may, I'm not sure, but I just may want this to be more than one coat. All right, this will take up quite a bit of paint, but that's okay. We want to have a good coverage with this. So Essential Stencil, every month, Essential Stencil has a different stencil of the month, and they also have, what is it called, an add-on. So you can either just get the stencil of the month without the add-on or with the add-on. And about, I don't know, maybe about a year ago, Essential Stencil went to, there's two different plans. There's a premium plan and there's a basic plan. The premium plan is a 12 by 16 inch stencil, set of stencils. It's a set of stencils. It's not just one stencil. And this is going to be pretty. All right, let me get this other side here, this last edge. Okay. So they've got, you know, you've got like a smaller set of stencils and you have a larger set. The larger set is 12 by 16, and I think the smaller or the basic plan is 8 by 10 maybe. All right, so this is what we have. We're going to dry this, just making sure that I have everything covered, and it looks like I do. I've got a couple of spots here. Now, this particular stencil that I'm going to be working with today is not available because Essential Stencil has gone to what's called a pre-order. And so the only way you can get your stencils is, with the stencil of the month, is to pre-order it. And I have not gotten the stencil for August yet. So I figured that I'd go ahead and demo this one. This is a stencil from the past, and it's got a lot of really neat things in it. And of course, every month it's different. And if you don't like what they have that month, you can skip that month. So what I usually do is I buy the 6-month plan because that's the least expensive way to get it. And then I just skip whatever months I don't want. All right, this is looking good. I really, really, really want to do this in a raised look, so we'll see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the words first, and then I'll come back and do the flowers second. And then that way, if I want to raise this, I'll be able to do it, because we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. I really want to try, you know, using this stencil with the raised look. And, you know, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Got a spot right here where it was kind of thick. Oh gosh, did I get it on my shirt? Let me get my apron up here. Doesn't do me any good to wear the apron if I don't have it covering my shirt. All right, there we go. Let's see what we got. It's looking pretty good. I feel like I want to do something. I'm not sure what it is. Just gonna kind of do black on black and see if that'll give it any extra texture or anything. I don't think it's going to, but I feel like I don't want it to be just black, but all right, I'm gonna put this in my water and we're gonna finish drying this. I like that French tip brush, y'all. So if you have a chance, you see some at a thrift store, I think you'll like the way they perform. All right, here we go. I'm going to do the words first. And then I'm going to come back. All right, so I'm going to I want to, all right, let me see where I want to put this. Because I want to get the flower in here. So I'm going to have to bring the flower in. So maybe what I can do, all right, so I'm gonna bring the flower in second. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line this up. This is a 12 by 16 inch board, and I think that's gonna be good. Let me just double check this. I'm gonna bring this in here. Where does it start? I can bring that kind of in the middle. All right, I think that's what I wanna do, y'all. And I'm going to tape this down. So what I'm doing is I'm making the edge of this and the edge of that line. I'm lining those up. I'm going to get some tape here. And I think I'm going to tape it this way. And this says, be the reason someone smiles, and then we're going to put a daisy on here. That's the plan. And I think I want to use, all right, I've got cardboard. Y'all know I like to use my cardboard. I think I'm going to use this heavy body paint. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. I'm about out of this bottle of it. I want to use this up. Probably going to need quite a bit of it, so I'm going to just go ahead and put it on there. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with, you know, my favorite brushes. Let me pick which one I want. I think I want the second largest one, and that's 8/25. And all right, y'all, here we go. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Now, this is heavy-bodied paint. So I'm going to load my brush, and then I'm going to offload it. I want to make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. And here we go. We're going to give it a go and see what we get. Now, there's a part of me that wants to, I don't know if I want to use, Lisa, are you still there? You've worked with modeling paste before, right? I've got like heavy modeling paste, light modeling paste. I've got glass beads. What is that? Okay. Just kind of going along here. Making sure I don't have too much paint on my... See, I don't know how to do the... I may have to do two coats on this. I'm not quite sure if I use the heavy-bodied paint, how I would make that happen without bleeding. I mean, I'm thinking about using a palette knife, but I also have like, what's it called? Hold on, let me see what it's called. It's called, oh, molding paste. Molding paste. Molding paste, glass beads, gel, and yeah, different levels of molding paste. And so my thinking is that I could just kind of maybe lightly go over the letters, but I'd have to be real careful not to get them to bleed. So there's a learning curve here that I'm trying to figure out, and I haven't moved forward with it yet. So today may be the day. We'll see. And then the other thing is I thought, well, maybe I could stencil onto the board and then lift the stencil up and come back and use a palette knife to fill it in. I just don't know. As I'm sitting here, I'm just telling y'all how I'm thinking while I'm doing this. I haven't decided what the verdict is going to be yet. I'm going to offload. And so this is going to be kind of a simple project, but I'd like for there to be, you know, oh, you know what else I could do too? I don't know. I'll figure it out after I lift this up and we see what we have. I think it's going to take 2 coats. We will see. So the paint that I'm working with is a heavy-bodied paint. It's acrylic. It's Liquitex. I got a really good deal. Michael's had like 30% off. And then I got like $25 in reward points or money from Michael's. And then they had 25% off. So I ended up spending $25 in reward money on the heavy-bodied paint. And got quite a bit of... All right, I'm not sure. I probably put way too much out there. We'll see. We're going to see what's going to happen here. Yeah, I think we're going to need a second coat on here. The second coat is always easier. It seems to be easier than the first. All right, here we go. We're going for today. Now, I could go over this. Let's see here. In yellow for today. That'd be kind of neat, wouldn't it? To bring the yellow in. I might do that. I might go over this white in yellow. Maybe I will. We'll see. So, here we go. Almost done. I may have to suck that back into the container or find something else to make. The brushes that I'm using, they come in a set of 4, and they're like little mini brushes. And they have really, I'll tell you, this is I've almost never used, unless I'm like, I say that, but I'm probably going to use the bigger brushes when I get to, hey, Berta, how are ya? Good to see ya. What I'm working on is a Stencil of the Month stencil from Essential Stencil, and this one's no longer available, but they every month they come out with something different. I'm using my favorite brushes, and I think I need 2 coats on this. It says, be the reason someone smiles today. So it has a lot of different sayings. This particular Stencil of the Month package has like several different sayings in it. Grow in grace. I really had a tough time deciding which saying I was going to use because I like them all. She is strong, out of Proverbs. What was the other one? Grow in grace. And then this one says, be the change you want to see in the world. And I'm just kind of going back over this a second time. And we're going to see if I'm going to do I want to try something. Berta, have you ever worked with like molding paste or anything like that with a palette knife? I kind of want to do the flower with that, but I'm not quite sure. Hey, Nancy, how are you? Thanks for joining us. I kind of want to work with a palette knife and kind of like lightly go over this when I get to the flower, but I can't decide what I want to do yet, so I'm kind of stalling, if you want to know the truth. I'm trying to figure it all out. All right, here we go. Going over this one. I may have to get it dry before I add any more to it. All right, a little bit more. All right, looks like it's covering it pretty well now. See what we got. All right, let's see what we got, y'all. Oh, I like that. Oh, I was going to go over this in yellow, I was said. All right, hold on. Let me dry this, and then I think I want to go over Reason and Today in yellow. I think that'll give it just a little bit more pop to it. All right, let me do that. I've got some yellow over here. This is going to be the center of the flower. So let me see what I can do here. I actually ordered some more of these. Last month was the Essential Stencil had free shipping. So I went ahead and ordered another set of these brushes. Y'all, I really like these brushes. I'm not just saying it. I've got like 4 or 5 sets of them. Right, this is not as colorful as I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. I may have to go back with a different yellow because I'm not loving this yellow. It's not quite opaque enough. I thought that doing this with the white background would be enough, but I'm not sure that it is. So this is kind of good to know before I get to doing the flower, because I may have to do something different for the flower. Just kind of go down and see. This may be the base coat, and then we'll, all right, let me see what other yellows I have over here, because I'm not in love with that. Let's try this one. Saffron yellow, let's try that. I'm not in love. Well, I better, before I start that, let me do this one down here so that they're both the same. And then we'll go over it with the saffron. I'm going to just kind of highlight it, and then I'm going to come back over it. And one of the reasons why I'm going down in the direction of the letters is so I'm trying to be careful not to get a whole lot of bleeding underneath the letters. So I'm kind of going with the direction of the letters. All right, let's try this. Let me try this color here because I can still see the black coming through. I'm hoping this is going to be a little bit more opaque. Let me dry this. I gotta be careful not to melt it with my heat gun. All right, I'm gonna see what we get when I go over this with the Americana. And I don't know if there's another yellow that I should use, or this is School Bus. Let's see what this is. Kind of like that, but maybe I wonder if I should do like a golden color. Let's see what I got here. What is this? Nope, that's not it. This is cadmium yellow hue. Let's try that one. Let's see what this does. All right, I'm going to go with the first one I tried, and we'll see what we get. If I don't like it, I can go back over it, right? Just paint. It's a little bit more coverage, but this yellow, I'm having a hard time with this yellow going over this black. Got a little bit of orange in this, or I should say red, because the red and the yellow make orange. We'll see what happens. Maybe all these different colors of yellow will give it a little bit more dimension. All right, here we go. I'm going to come down here on Today. Now, I was also thinking that what I may do after this dries, I would want it to dry overnight, is what I may do is I may add some glass in the center of the flower. All right, let's see what this does, y'all. Oh, I like that. I need to come over this part right here a little bit more, though. All right, that's better. Okay, let's see what we got. I like that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to lift this up, take this off, and I'm going to set this off to the side. All right, let me show you what I have. Okay, I know it's backwards. Be the reason someone smiles today is what we got. We're playing with her. Oh, let's see what you said. We are playing with her. Oh, good. Tell her I said hello. Tell her I said hi. All right. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put this in my water. How fun. All right, so I like that. All right, now comes the tricky part. All right, let me dry this. Do I want to use the palette knife? Not sure. So what are the babies' names? Oh, I like this. I'm liking it so far, y'all. Let me just show it to you again. All right, we're going to put a flower on the other side. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this. I want to do the daisy. I really want the daisy, so I'm going to put that in here. Ooh, I got to bring this in. Probably should have brought that in a little bit more, but here we are. So I'm going to kind of center the daisy between here and here. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this down so that it'll stay put. Oops, that's crooked. I think I need to bring this over just a smidgen. Okay, all right, let me lock that down. And then I'm going to lock this down on this side over here. Oh boy, this is where I can't decide. I'm having a terrible time deciding with this. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over. I'm going to use a brush to go over this yellow, this white. And then I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint this. I'm going to stencil this first because I'm scared. I'm scared I'm going to mess it up, to be honest with you. I'm going to stencil this in white first. And then I think I want to come back over the white with a palette knife and give it some dimension. But I'm going to start, I'm going to use the same paint that I used before. But I'm going to start with and notice that what I'm doing, this has got a little bit of a raised look to it. I'm not sure why. But what I'm doing is I'm going, just like I do with the Chalk Couture, I'm going off the edge into the center of the edge. And I'm kind of more pouncing than I am swirling. Maybe a little bit of both. Because I want to be careful not to bleed any of this into, all right, let me get up. A blocker. Knocking stuff over. There we go. All right, so I'm going to come in here and I think this is going to be the best thing for me to do. We're going to get this all in here covered. And then I think I'm going to come back with all right, same thing here. Because I'm going to do the well, actually, it's not going to matter because I need to do this in white anyway and then come back over it in yellow. So I don't need that blocker yet. And I'm kind of trying to give like almost like a textured look to the flower. And I think I'm going to need a second coat with this also. So I want to get like a neutral effect for, like I did over here with the yellow. I want to get this to be white before I put the yellow on there so that the yellow will show up better. And then the more I think about it, I may end up resining this. And hey, Joan, I may end up putting resin on this. And all right, I'm going to offload in the center here so that I don't have so much paint on my brush and I don't waste it. But the more I think about it, I think I'm going to want to add some glass and resin this. Now, tomorrow I will be on Inspired by Grace. I'll be on my page too, but I'm going to cross post to Inspired by Grace, and I'll be on at 2 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern Daylight Time. All right, here we go. I'm going to offload into the center of this flower and then go to the outside. We'll see how well I do with the palette knife once I get to the next step. All right, same thing here. I'm going to offload here. I got a lot of paint on there, so I got to be careful. I'm going to offload into the center. And I'm kind of, normally I swirl, but I'm feeling like I should be kind of almost like brush stroking this so that I can get some good coverage on it. We'll see. All right, same thing. Make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. All right, here we go. I'm going to offload all that extra paint into the middle of that petal. And then I'm just going to kind of pounce it on down, hoping that I don't get any bleeding. All right, I'm going to grab some more. This is the largest mini brush that I'm working with, and this one is a 1/2 inch. All right, same thing here. Grab some of this. Kind of doing a mix in between globbing the paint on and trying not to get any bleeding at the same time. Just kind of trying something different because there is a lot of space here that needs to be taken up. I think what's going to work best is to resin this, but I like to let it, I do like to let the project rest and cure for a couple of days before I do that. All right, this is looking better. So I won't resin it today, but I'll make that a project all of its own one day. Because once I do that, I won't be able to do anything else because I'll have to leave this. All right, this is looking good. I might be able to do this with this brush, y'all. All right, again, whoops, that's really thick. All right, let's see what we got. Kind of more painting than I am stenciling right now. Just trying to get good coverage. All right, let me get this, let me dry some of this. Did y'all see the doormat, the picture of the doormat that, hey Deb, that I posted? My nephew, Seth, he he put it out there for me and took a picture for me. It turned out really, really neat. Looks good in front of the door. Oops, that's a little bit much of the paint. All right, just gonna keep grabbing this paint and filling it in. I may go over it a third time. And then I'll also go over the yellow section, this right here. Okay. All right, we're going to dry it, and then we're going to add another layer. So I'm trying to layer it is what I'm doing. Thanks, Berta. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, let's do one more. I'm going to do another layer, y'all. I'm going to just keep going till I think I can, as long as I can keep going. All right, I'm liking this, getting better coverage each time. I have more paint on my brush than I normally do. But that's because it's kind of hard to cover this black. I want it to really, really pop. Okay, it's looking better. I may end up using all this paint that I pulled out. I think putting some glass in the middle of this is going to be really cool. And you know, the other thing I could do, ooh, I just had another idea. Okay, I could put some clear glass on this white. Okay, that's where I'm going to go with this. I think I'm going to put clear glass on the petals, and it'll pick up the white that's there. All right, that's what we're going to do. So that'll be a Wednesday project. That's what we'll do Wednesday, is I'll put some glass on and we'll resin it. That'll be pretty. That'll give it a couple of days to cure so that the paint can all dry. All right, I'm liking that. All right, I'm going to do one more coat. Do one more coat of the white. Okay, that's dry. If I don't dry it, I'll just push the paint around. All right, I'm going to do this one again. Each layer is getting whiter and whiter. All right, hopefully it's not bleeding, y'all. Okay. I don't think I'm going to use all this paint that I pulled out of here. Just getting some smoother strokes. It's looking good. do this section in here. And then we're going, okay, so that's going to be done with the white. We're going to come back with the yellow and we're going to do this, because remember, this is a daisy. All right, let me get another brush, and I'm going to do this section in here, and I'm going to do it in the same colors that I did before. I'm going to start with the heavy-bodied. Ooh, that's pretty. See, I don't think I got enough white over here, because this is really pretty. Huh, I must not have gotten enough white. I like that. All right, so now I'm going to dry that, and then I'm going to come over with the other color, the other yellow. I kind of chickened out, though. I didn't get, all right, here we go. We're going to come in here with this. I didn't get the heavy-bodied molding paste like I really wanted to, but I'm going to work with the glass. That'll be cool. All right, here we go. Oh, I like that. All right, let's see. I don't remember which color it was. I think it's this one. Just a little bit more. I kind of wish that I had put more layers of white on there, because I'm really seeing a difference with, I think I put like, what, 4 or 5 colors of white on this. Boy, that sure made a difference, didn't it? Okay. I think I want to kind of go into a little bit of the petals in the yellow. All right, I think that's going to do it. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. You ready? All right, let's see here. Turn this around. Facebook is reconnecting. Let me, hang on a minute. I'm going to do it this way. There's one. There's 2. All right, here we go, y'all. You ready? Here we go. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's sticking, sticking, sticking. Good grief. Wow. Oh my goodness, I love it. Let's see which way. Can y'all see it? Be the reason someone smiles today. I really like how this flower turned out. Oh my goodness. And so what we'll do is, I don't know if I'm gonna, I may just do, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I feel like there's some cleanup work that needs to be done in between the petals. So I might come back with some black. So let me, actually I can do that probably right now. Let me come back with a little bit of black. And like I always do, I'm gonna come in here. All right, let me get the black. I'm gonna clean it up just a little bit. Hopefully I'm not gonna mess it up. All right, let me see what I got. That may not be the right brush. All right, hang on a minute. Maybe this one. All right, Let me put that in the water. I'm going to put the yellow in the water. Hold on. Let me see if I have a better brush. Actually, this one here. I just need something teeny, teeny, tiny. That's not it. That's not right. Very, very small. That one's too big. Maybe I kind of need a stiff brush because I want to get in between. Let's see what this one's going to do. All I want to do is go over this white paint. I think this might be the right brush. Let me try it and see. All right, here we go, y'all. I'm just going to come in here. Oops. Gotta have a steady hand. A really steady hand. Just try, oops. Trying to get in between where the white paint kind of got out of line. It looks better though. I got a couple of spots where I need more paint on my brush, but it's such a small space. All right, this is better. I'm glad I'm cleaning it up because I like it better. All right, now I'm going to come up here. I'm going to go ahead and do this spot here next. Let me show y'all what you're looking at. All right, hold on. Let me pull this forward. I'm going to show you what I'm doing so that you know. Okay. All right. In between this petal and this petal, you see how there's like a little bit of white paint in between that black line? Let's see if I can get it closer. It's just a hint of black paint. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking a brush and just going over those splotchy places so that it looks more separated. Like over here, I cleaned it up. And so I'm going to do the same thing here, but I have to have it's such a small, small space. There we go. And some of it is just getting the rhythm of what I need to do. This is better. And I have just a really, really light touch on this. But it's making it so that the space in between those white petals is, there's a nice dark space, and it's making the petals pop better. All right, this is better. I'm glad I did this. And the only way you get better at this is to practice. Oops. That one's kind of a big blob, but if I try to fix that, I'm going to make it worse. So I'm going to leave it there, and I might come back after it's dry and do something different. We'll see. I'm just barely, barely, barely putting the brush down. And a lot of it is finding the right size and stiffness brush. This is better. I'm glad I'm doing this because it is making a huge difference. There we go. And even though I'm going, you know, kind of into the petal a little bit, as long as I don't try and fix it, because trying to fix it, you're going to smear it and smudge it and all of that. it just looks like, you know, the petal is taken on a different shape. So it's really okay. There we go. All right, and then I've got a spot over here where I've got some white showing on the yellow. So I'm going to come back over here and get that. I mean, it peeled up like it was plastic. And I mean, that's what acrylic is plastic. But it really, I put so many layers on it that, all right, I like that better. It looks much, much cleaner. Even though I got some spots into the petal where I'm not supposed to have it, you don't know that because it's the same color as the background. All right, I got this one spot over here I want to try and get a little bit darker. That looks better. And I'm just, I don't know if you can't tell what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm dipping my brush in and then I'm wiping the excess paint off so they don't have a big blob on there. And I'm going to come in here and clean that up. And I'm going to actually wipe this off because it's kind of drying on the end of it. So I can get a nice clean edge on that. Oh, went right into the yellow. That's okay. All right. I'm not going to, you know, the tendency is to want to take and wipe it off of there, but if I do that, it's going to just really smear it. And I'm going to put glass there anyway, so I'm going to just leave it as it is. All right, let me put this brush in the water. All right, and there is a part of me that wants to see, but I need to dry this first. I think I want to go back over the word reason with more yellow. Oh, I like the way this turned out. How do y'all like this? And so Wednesday, hey Ava Grace. Let me turn this off so she can hear me. Hey, Ava Grace, how are you? Thanks for watching me. What are the names of your babies? You have a wonderful grandma. She's a great friend of mine. And I know that I saw the picture of you with the hat that I sent there. And you look cute in that hat. So are y'all doing any crafts today, Berta? Good, okay. Fun, fun, fun. All right, well, Ava Grace, thank you for joining me. I'm glad that you could see our Daisy, and you brought a smile to my face today, so I hope I brought a smile to yours. All right, y'all, I love you. Jesus loves you more. Wednesday, I think I'm going to resin this and add glass to it, and so that'll be my project for Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on Inspired by Grace, and I'm going to bring an inspiration message, and I have another essential stencil project that I'm going to do. So we're going to be talking about God just gave this to me today. His house. In his house, he has many mansions. So that's going to be kind of the theme for my project. and it's going to all tie in together. So tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and oh, good, thank you. Thanks, Ava Grace. All right, so this is what we got. This is today. Wednesday, we're going to add some glass. I don't know if I'm going to add glass over here. I may play with it and see what it looks like, and then we'll take it from there. Y'all have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you. I'll see you on Tuesday at 2. Tuesday at 2. All right, love y'all. Jesus loves you more. Bye.